Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see. We have Nubsy. Hey, Nubsy.
Hey,
Nubs. You better come back up here. How are you, Nubs?
She'll be back.
So everybody, the people that don't know, or whoever's here that's here right now, if you don't know Ryan, I have been sending my pictures and everything I get to this man, and I finally get to meet him for the first time. And I have been waiting all week for this, just so I can actually put a face with a name, since I'm sending him all of my Bigfoot stuff.
I lost audio. I'm like, I can't hear nobody.
You can hear us now, right?
I saw you, Ryan, though. I saw you, boy.
Hit go live.
Oh, no. Jack saw me. Oh, no. I can't have that.
Hey, you're not too far from me, love. You're not too far from me. Maybe about 4 short hours.
Oh, what? I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm up in the Prescott area.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you're not far from me. Wow.
So y'all need to come. I
was talking to Wolf about it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to meet sometime.
Jason,
you guys need to come to North Carolina.
Jason goes, Arizona.
Most definitely, Brenda. We
I'm
have
gonna
to do that.
I'm gonna go Bigfoot hunt with Brenda, though. We're going to North Carolina next year. We're going Bigfoot hunt. I got to go.
Ooh, exciting.
My daughter just told me last night that she had a Bigfoot encounter in Mormon Lake.
Oh, really? Ooh, exciting. Yep. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, she was like, Mom, I got this. She didn't tell me. I'm like, well, you never told me that. She goes, I forgot about it. I said, how you forget about
it? That's funny how that works.
She's not.
Oh, we got Ashley in the chat. Hey, Ashley.
Hi. Well, I guess I'm gonna say Ash, because I don't know how to say that name. But hi, how you doing?
Yeah, that's Asher's. Yep, that's Asher's. That's my girlfriend right there.
Okay, where we talk about anything under the sun, mainly Bigfoot, cryptid, whatever comes to mind. But with the whole point about this is for everybody to have fun and talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah. If you guys got questions, shoot them my way. I will definitely answer them the best I can.
When Brenda's done talking about the love of her life, hairy man, I'm picking your brain about Megalodon, because boy, do I know a lot about that, Ryan.
The Megalodon. Oh, that's a joke between Ashley and I, by the way. We got a joke.
You don't believe he's real, right?
No, I do. I want to believe he's still out there somewhere so badly. So I'm constantly talking about it with people, and they're like, nah, he's not real anymore, Ryan. I'm like, shut up. Yes, he is.
I like my Megalodon. Leave him alone. He's shy.
Right? That's what I keep saying, man. He wants some love, and you guys aren't showing him any, so.
Well, I was talking to Brent the other day, and I said, only the ocean is 5% discovered. It's been, investigated, 5%. Is it possible?
It absolutely
I don't know. Is. His main diet was blue whales, though. There's only about 25,000 left in this world.
No, that's what we think, though. You got to remember, we don't know exactly what he ate, so.
Thanks, Ryan. Now I'm definitely not even sticking my toe in the water now. I love great white sharks. I love sharks. I love crocs. I love alligators. I mean, I got a great white shark on my forearm.
Oh, hey.
But am I going in that water? I don't go in their home. They don't come in my home. I don't go in their home. We're good.
Well, see, originally I wanted to be a marine biologist, so.
Oh.
I would like to shark dive one time.
Ooh, that's a cool tattoo.
In a cage.
Nice.
In a cage.
Nice.
I'll go shark diving one time.
I
might die, though. I don't know.
I'll go with you. Set it up.
I'll go. All right. If I ever set it up, Ryan, I'm calling you. But we're going shark diving. Let's go.
All right, and I'll be like, I'm there. Try to stop me. I'm there.
Brent, I'm taking you with me, because if I go to Bigfoot, you're going shark diving.
Oh, I'm not going shark diving. I'll be up in the boat watching y'all have fun.
She'll be like, don't die.
I can swim, but they can swim better than me.
I'm going to be in a cage. I'm not getting out the cage. I'm not that crazy.
I'll get out the cage. I will definitely get out of the cage. I'm for it. I'm all for it. I'm about it.
He's about it.
You about it? No, I ain't about it. I'm gangster, not that gangster.
Hey, if I die, I'll
No.
just be like, cool, I got killed by a shark. Sweet.
So my first question for
That's not the
you
most
is,
painless death you go through.
I
when
didn't catch that, Brenda.
okay, how long have you been Bigfoot hunting? When did you first have your first encounter?
Oh, believe it or not, my first encounter was only about 2 years ago with a dog man, but I've been researching Bigfoot for about 20 years now.
So have you actually seen one?
Wow.
No, I'm eagerly waiting the day that I do see one. I've seen evidence of them around, but I've not seen one up close and personal yet. And I'm hoping to change that within this year, but, keep my fingers crossed.
Come to North Carolina. We'll take you where Bigfoot is.
I'm there. I am there. Try to stop me. I'll be there.
We went out 5 minutes from our house, 5 minutes now into the
Mhm.
woods, and actually caught one standing in the water. Did you see that episode? I know it was blurry, but
I did. That's so cool. I'm jealous of you, because I've been going out all the time. I go to, Mogollon Rim, and I never see a Bigfoot, but, you go out and you see them right away. So I'm a little jealous.
hello, Tony.
I didn't think we'd have Bigfoot in Arizona, but now that Megan told me, I don't know.
Well, the sightings are becoming more more widespread. So I'm not really surprised at all.
It's really making
I
you
don't
wonder
know
where
how
they're
they
coming
would
from.
survive here.
Well, I think what's going on really is if, you look at the deforestation that we're doing and the people moving deep into the woods, we're pushing them out.
Yeah.
So they're coming out to find food and to try to find hiding spaces
Yeah,
from
I
us.
can see that.
Mhm.
Right.
They're good hiders, but they're not good hiders because there's been a lot of sightings of them.
I think
So-
when you see them, they
Maybe.
want you to see them. It's done on purpose.
Okay, Kyle,
That makes sense.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Colin. Yo, Colin. Been a long time, dude.
Hey, Colin.
You know what, Colin? I resemble that remark. So, shh.
Whoa, he said, no, said asshole, man.
Yeah, it's a little joke we got going on with Colin. He calls everybody an a-hole.
So, what do you? I mean, let's kind of get more into it. Is it what do you want to tell me about your experiences since you've been out?
Well, I mean, it's very it's educational, but it can be very terrifying too. Like when I had my dogman encounter, I actually did not believe in dogman. I doubted the dogman left and right. And if somebody told me they seen one, I was like, you just saw a dog or whatever. But after I had seen one for myself, I was kind of eating crow. I'm going, oh, these things are real. Well, damn. So you got to keep an open mind. You really have to go into this with a very, very open mind and listen to all theories. Don't just dismiss every theory you hear. Listen to them, consider them.
And I seen where you had put on Twitter to where Dogman kind of looks like a wolf.
Mm-hmm. They can look like a wolf, a German Shepherd, or in my case, a hyena.
What?
Mm-hmm.
This one of them shit moments.
It really was. It really was because, like I said, when I had encountered mine, I did not believe in the dogman. I would discount the dogman stories left and right. So when I had seen this thing only 15 feet away from me, it was one of those moments where I was going, "Oh crap!" But I'm going, "Oh wait a minute, they are real." Damn.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was the same way about Bigfoot. I had heard all these stories.
Well, it's kind of based on what they look like in the geographical area, right?
What's up? I didn't catch.
I know there's like Matt told me, like dogmen. I mean, wouldn't it base how they look like maybe on their geographical area? Like,
yeah, I think that's actually what it is. It depends on where you are. That's what they're going to look like.
Like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you look at Bigfoot, for example, in different parts of the country and up to Canada, they actually look different than what you might have seen. And on Twitter, I posted those pictures. I'm not sure if you saw the pictures.
I did.
Okay, so those are different eyewitness descriptions. Those are actually based on eyewitness accounts. And you can see how different they look. And those are from different regions, like Canada, some are from Australia.
And some pictures you caught, Brent, some are lighter skinned. The lighter fur than the darker one. So, I mean, everybody's used to the darker one, but she's caught a few that have like more tan fur.
Yeah, there's even some that are white fur.
Yeah. seen one. That was when we went out to the battlegrounds. That far away picture that I got when we first walked in. I sent it to you, Jack. I know I did.
Yeah,
you did.
It looked like it had white fur.
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's really weird because the white furred ones are becoming a more frequent sighting thing too. It was something that a lot of people hadn't seen until recently.
You know, I'm taking it as they try to blend in with what they're around to try to camouflage.
It could be. It could be. I think what it could be also is maybe albinism. Albinism is starting to present itself in their species.
Ryan is the go-to Bigfoot variant expert. You know what? I agree with you, Ash, because I send him a lot of stuff. I said everything I get. Ryan, you got to look at this. What do you see? I do it too.
She'll send me pictures, Ryan. Like, Jack, look at this. So I put up on my C5 screen TV. I'm like, Brenda, you got Bigfoot. She goes, I know. I said, now Geographic, here we come.
Well, I think which
Discovery, History Channel, now Graphic.
Right. Well, what she means by the variant, though, is there are different types of Bigfoot out there. You know, everybody just thinks Bigfoot, Sasquatch, but there are things like the Gugwe out there. There's Janosqua. There's a skunk ape, the Yeti. So there are different types out there.
I guess it all depends on what part of Florida you live.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and in your area, Brenda, actually, Gugwe are pretty well known.
Gugwe? Hey, Bet Rican.
Yep, those are really well known. Those are the more baboon face like Sasquatch.
Well, like the one that I sent to you that was in a tree that looked, the whole body looked like a tree except for its head.
Yes,
Okay.
Just like that one.
Okay. Yeah, because
you want to be careful with those. Be careful around those, though, because they tend to be very aggressive.
Told you, Bren.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, for the people that don't know where those pictures come from, I was thinking that it came from from out there at Waynesboro Park in Goldsboro, and it wasn't.
Okay.
That picture, the road was in it. So which means that picture also came from back behind my job too. Thank you. Okay.
All right. So have you had any howls or anything recently? Any, sounds that you can maybe record?
I'm going to tell you, we were out at Acid Park, and while we were walking down the road of Acid Park, I heard something following us, like alongside of us, but it was in the woods. And I told Babe, you can hear it in the video. I said, Babe, we're being watched. We're being followed. Well, when we got to where it was gated up, where we couldn't go no further, something was being thrown in the water.
Okay, so they're throwing stones pretty much.
They're throwing stuff, but like later on, before we left, we got whistled at.
Okay, you see, with the whistles, I'm not really sure what to make of that. Some people will tell you they're trying to talk to you. I think what they're trying to do is trying to lure you into the woods.
Oh, I'm not going into the woods. Not like that.
No, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely never go alone. If you hear sounds like that, don't go anywhere near it. Just leave.
Yeah. Well, my husband goes with me every time I go out. He won't let me go by myself at all.
Good man. I approve.
Nubsy. Just look what Nubsy said.
I see what Colin's saying too. Colin, you're gonna pay for that, little bro.
What do you say? Says OFC, you can what? You think that Ash, you're his girlfriend? Oh Lord. Them fighting words when you start messing with a man's woman.
Right. He's my little brother though, so I won't do him any damage.
So, but I mean,
he
like
said the dude's an expert in everything except
Colin's just talking his trash. Let Colin talk his trash. He knows I love him.
Hey, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Brandy.
My worst experience being out Bigfoot hunting was honestly, I have never been so scared as I was last night. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I got scared, and y'all gonna see it in Wednesday's upload on our Hawk Paranormal ESTNC premiere.
I can't wait for that. I'm excited to see that.
And then then my upload for where I just went ahead and did some filming or whatever. I got some good stuff on that too. But when we was like overlooking the videos last night, We actually caught a very, very good night vision picture of two of them. They were together. And I'm saying, like, oh, wow. And so, yeah, you guys got that to look forward to. And I told him, I said, we were out there anyways. We was kind of ghost hunting and Bigfoot hunting at the same time. I said, so guess what? We're going to take that picture and we're going to put it onto the video of for my premiere. Because, I mean, you know, the Bigfoot and ghost hunting all the same day.
Nice. That's a great day. That's a great day right there. I would love to do that.
I mean, it's like, you know, all the sounds and everything that was going on around us the whole time. Even when we went live, they were across the water talking mess to us, Ryan. I mean, talking mess to us.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
And they tried to sound like owls, but they make terrible owls. They do not sound nothing like an owl.
Yeah, they're like 800-pound owls. You know, that's what they sound like, is these 800 to 1,000-pound owls. And you're just like, come on, guys. That's too big for an owl.
Yeah. I mean, these things weigh 400 plus pounds.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Right. So, I mean, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And I'm learning that, like, you know, little by little, each time I go out hunting, I'm learning more and more about them, paying attention to their habitat, paying attention to how they act when people are around.
Good. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Right. So I'm learning each time I go out, and then from you guys too. That's why I'm doing interviews with you guys, because you guys can teach me things that I don't know. So,
well, I think you're on the right path. You're definitely starting on the right foot here. So
I did go out. And buy a trail cam too, by the way.
Oh,
I do have
good.
That's excellent. I think the place that we were at last night is going to be the best place to post it up at.
Yeah, just be careful if you leave them food, though. Don't ever, leave anything so they follow you home.
They already following me home.
Oh, no.
They already following me home. I'm going to tell you that because we have woods back behind our house, Ryan. And these woods lead into like a big part of woods. And that's where I told you we found that Bigfoot that was standing in the water from my last up. That was 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, just be careful.
It's right down the road from us.
Well, just be really careful. I see you have a kid, so don't let the kid go out there alone.
Oh, we have 3 of them. Am I losing everybody? Can everybody?
Well, Zachary's already got pictures of him. Zachary's bold. He's out there sneaky. He was out there taking pictures.
He really is.
Bran, I don't know if you told Ryan about your whole shower Bigfoot on the window thing.
Oh, wait, I have to hear this.
No.
That was crazy.
Okay, so.
You got a peeping Tom?
Creepy story. Yes. Creepy story. Yes. I had just gotten out of the shower, and when you go to dry off or whatever, and you go to put your bottom parts on or whatever. Well, I lost my footing, and when I lost my footing, I grabbed a hold of the sink, and as I did, my eyes were looking out the window, and I had eyes staring back at me.
Whoa!
And this thing was not little, and I knew what it was. I knew what it was. And then yesterday or the day before yesterday, when I was in the bathroom, going to the bathroom, this was at nighttime now, I heard something creep away from the window. And it was, there was footsteps there. This wasn't, like any little animal. Whatever it was big.
Was big. Yeah. Was it bipedal footsteps or did it sound quadruped?
It sounded like bipedal, honestly, because all the times we're out in the woods, you really do pick up on the sounds they make when they're following you in the woods. So
absolutely,
it sounded exactly like that, Ryan. There was no doubt in my mind what that was outside of my window. Hey, Vodka Vamp.
I would say that's cool, but that's actually really frightening at the same time.
It really is. I've got I love to be out Bigfoot hunting. This is what keeps me going. This is what my enjoyment is. This is how I get out and do whatever.
Right.
But it's getting to the point now to where I don't even want to go outside at nighttime. If I am outside at nighttime, I try to have my pistol on my side, or my husband's out there with me, or he takes the dog out. But I don't want to go outside at nighttime anymore because I can't see what's coming at me.
I would recommend you get some really strong security lights. They don't like those, so that might keep them away.
We're trying to move out of here, the house that we're living in. We're not trying to stay here, but right now, it's what we call home.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I don't know. Still invest in some power lights, some security lights.
I need to.
Just for the time being. Yeah, because, I mean, you never know. You want those, so if you walk outside and something's there, you're going to see it.
That's true. That's true. But like I said, I still have the love for them. I still love going out and hunting them. I just don't want them coming near me. You know?
Yeah, no, there has to be that boundary. I mean, that's what I tell a lot of researchers too, is it's okay if we go out there, but when they start following us home, that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because we're in danger and they're in danger as well. Because, if they do something drastic, we have to shoot them.
That's true.
So you're endangering both sides.
Okay, so
you would think as many sightings, somebody would have some kind of, I don't know, DNA or.
Well, we do have DNA, but unfortunately, it's become so convoluted. Well, there is DNA samples, but a lot of people added to the whole narrative, and it just got really convoluted and mixed up. So people now disregard it. It's basically been discredited. That's the sad thing is, even if we get any kind of samples, people are always going to add their own beliefs and their ideas and tack it on to it. And that makes the whole thing just seem futile. It really does.
So my thing is
she needs to carry a casting kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could get your own DNA study kit if you wanted to, but they're always going to send it back just to say unknown animal. Unfortunately, that's the risk you take.
Right.
When they say unknown animal, do they mean Bigfoot, Dogman? No, not necessarily. They just mean they don't have it in their catalog.
Right. Okay, makes sense.
So my thing is,
every time she'll see a foot, she goes, "I didn't bring a casting kit."
I never do. I need to though. But my thing is okay, like when we go out actually Bigfoot hunting, they say that they see us before we even see them, which I believe.
Oh yeah, they do.
What is there another way that maybe I don't know to actually spot them, like to know that they're around? Because whenever I kind of know, I get a feeling when I'm out, it's like my heart will automatically start pounding, and I can feel eyes on me. Is there another way to be able to tell that they're around?
Not really. I think really in this case, if they want you to see them, you're gonna see them. If they don't want you to know they're there, there's really nothing you can do. You could try to friend them though. Try to earn trust with them. Show them that you don't mean any harm, and they may reveal themselves a little bit more and more each time.
I'm gonna tell you, out there at Old Waynesboro Park, where I was going hunting, I think I went out there like 2 or 3 times. They were starting to get closer to me because every time I would go out, like that, I would pick up more pictures of them.
Well, like this is a weird question, a very strange question. Do you wear any like these scenting agents when you go out?
No.
Okay, you might try that. You can get that at hunting shops. They use that so deers and bears can't smell them. It's just a spray. You spray it on there. It leaves no smell. But it'll cover up your perfume, your shampoo, your soap, so they can't smell you.
I didn't think about that either, because I always wear perfume out. Always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, the perfume, they can smell it really strong.
Right.
Well, you should be, especially with the summer coming around. Natural deodorant doesn't work. But yeah, with the perfume, you've got to remember there's a lot of chemicals in perfume, and they can smell the chemicals better than we can.
Oh.
So, and those chemicals could very well cause a bad reaction as well. Because you got to remember, out in the wild, chemicals like that don't exist.
Oh, wow. She said, this is what Ash said.
Yeah. Yep, she's right. That's Melba Ketchum did a study.
Oh, is
Yeah,
this somebody I could like talk to on Twitter or?
You can try. I mean, I think she's kind of backed out of the field more or less now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Asher's is another one you can ask questions to. Also, she's a Fortean researcher, so she knows all this kind of stuff.
Oh, we should have had her up here. Maybe I'll set up an interview with her then too, and
Oh, that'd be
I'll
fantastic.
I'll pick her brain too.
Okay,
Maybe that's all
no,
her.
she'll be a great interview. I can guarantee that.
Okay, so okay, well, my next question. I know there's various different types of cryptids out there.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so I want to know what all kinds of stuff that you know of, what all kinds of cryptids are out there.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay, well, Bigfoot, obviously, Dogman. The Wendigo, I don't consider the Wendigo a cryptid, but you got the deer woman, you got the sea serpents, you got Loch Ness, Ogopogo, and so on. The Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the pale humanoids, and the list just goes on and on.
Did you just say deer man?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, what that is, that's a Algonquin Cree Ojibwe legend. They believe a deer man or a deer woman actually comes for those kids that are terrible. It's kind of like a boogeyman. They would tell their kids about, if you don't behave, the deer man's going to come get you. But people have seen these things.
Right. That is weird. I mean, it's like, I okay, for instance, that picture that I sent to you, the one where it was tucked under the tree, they had a long, pointy nose. Did you ever figure out what that was?
I actually looked at that and I let a friend of mine see that, and he agreed with me. It could be one of those gugway that I was telling you about. Because it had the features. It's got the snout like they usually do in the slender build. So it might be one of those.
Okay, and refresh my memory what that was.
That's the baboon-faced Sasquatch type. That they tend to be a bit more aggressive than your average type, your patty type. So this one might be kind of trying to feel you out and learn your patterns. So you might want to be careful with that one.
Well, that was they see that I didn't never see that. I mean, when I was looking back through my pictures, I actually was like, well, what was that tucked under the tree? And I zoomed in. I was like, whoa, that thing's
they
got
know how to hide.
Nose.
They know how to hide. So in your area too, you got puckwudgies and you got Dwinday. You got all kinds of stuff in your area. So,
oh wow, this is crazy.
Isn't it though?
Right. Tell me more. Tell me more. Just tell me anything you want to tell me about cryptids. Tell me stuff that you've learned. Tell me.
I basically learned that, never doubt anything's existence until you really look into it. It might sound crazy, far-fetched, but basically cryptozoology is based on far-fetched ideas. So really just look into everything that you can. Read any books you can, watch any documentaries, talk to anybody that had encounters, and never sell anybody short, because if they say it's out there, then chances are it does indeed exist in some shape or form.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So daily Dan vlogs. Look, I don't know if you've ever seen his page or his channel on YouTube, but he had an upload today that just like totally blew my mind, Ryan. You talking about vocals? Whatever it was actually had its head poked out of the woods looking at him, and the eye shine was there, and it was just talking up a storm, all kinds of growls. I mean, it's like it made my mouth drop many a times.
No, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, he's got some good stuff up there too. I think he don't just do Bigfoot. I think he's a dog man person too. So
okay, does he have any idea where those things came from, or?
That's a good question. Not Ron, but Dan, do you know where they came from at all? Because he lives in South Carolina. He's the next state over from us.
Okay. Well, if he could, maybe he could send me the video on Twitter or Facebook if he has time.
Yeah, Dan, if you can, look Ryan up if you got Twitter. Even in Twitter, I don't know if you got Twitter or not, but even on Twitter, he'll get the message. I don't have no way to share his Twitter up here, so he can send him the link to it, Or wait, matter of fact, Ryan, I'll send it to you because I just watched it today.
Okay,
I'll send it
excellent.
to
I
you
look
on
forward to
Twitter
seeing
that we
that.
can watch it. But that was awesome. That was really amazing. Like I said, it was definitely a mouth dropper, and your mouth's going to drop too when you hear the vocals.
I bet.
I have never been able to get vocals like that. I've been whistled at, and I've heard scuffing noises. I've heard maybe a little bit of a growl, but not much of one. But as far as like vocals like he has, yeah, I've never. Never.
Okay. All right. I'm excited to hear that now. But yeah, I
Peppermint
mean,
Patty, hello.
when you go out there, though, you got to learn safety as well. Always have your head on a swivel when you're out there because it's not just cryptids you got to look out for. My experience, humans can be worse than cryptids. You really got to watch out for some of the people you're going to run out into the wild. So, be safe out there, but learn the best you can. Learn about the environment, the plants around there, the animals around there, and start formulating your own theories.
Right. Yeah, but I would hate, it's like I hate to misinform somebody about something. I hear people talking about certain stuff, and then I repeat it like in my videos or on my lives or whatever, and then I have somebody come back at me, be like, what you stumbled upon was a Bigfoot burial ground, and no, they do not eat their young. That eat their own kind. They bury them. But I was told a story by Trinity PARA-CRYPTID Research.
Oh, Tex, yeah.
Yes, I tried to get him up here tonight, Ryan. It's date night for him and wifey, so he couldn't come.
Okay.
But he told me a story to where somebody shot a Bigfoot, and then a couple more had come out and ripped that thing to shreds and ate it.
Okay. Well, when somebody tells you they're not cannibals, you can always go ahead and refer to the Native American names for them because some of their names that they had translate to hairy cannibal, cannibal giant. So when somebody says, oh, they're not cannibals, you can tell them, oh, they absolutely are.
Right. I mean, they're meat eaters. They're, they're gonna scavenge for whatever they can eat. They say like during the winter months that they eat like deer and everything else, but during the summertime they eat berries and fruits and stuff.
Well, that might very well be, but you need protein. You need certain things for a body like that to keep running.
Right. So them things are going to grab anything that they can get a hold of as far as when it comes to meat and eat it.
Yeah. Well, if you look at a bear's diet, a bear will eat roots and grass and berries, but they still require meat, be that through fish or deer or whatever. They still need the meat.
Oh, wow. So that they'll eat that all year round. It doesn't matter what time of year it is.
No. I mean, they're going to be opportunistic. They're going to kind of be like other predators in the wild. If they can grab something to eat, they're going to grab it. They're not going to be nitpicky about it.
Okay, so there is something that I really honestly want to talk to you about because everybody keeps picking on me because from the first time that we actually seen Bigfoot, which was out there in Old Waynesboro Park in Goldsboro, I knew what that thing was, Ryan. It was standing over in the woods, but it was standing next to a tree.
Okay.
And you know how you got the trunk of a tree, and then you have the branches of a tree. The head was up in the what do you call it? The branches of it. That thing stood at least 8 foot tall or higher, and it had big eyes.
That's a big boy.
It was a big boy. So they're picking on me, telling me that I need to start, really going out and at nighttime to do my Bigfoot hunting.
Oh, I'm torn on that because unless you have a lot of experience, I can't suggest you go out at night like that, period. Because during the nighttime, that's when all the predators are active.
Right.
So to go into the field and look for Bigfoot at night, I would tell them, you're not nuts. You're not crazy. So no, unless you're with a team or with some people that have been out specifically at night doing this kind of stuff, I would never risk it. No.
Let's see, this is wrong one. Hold on. Definitely eat meat. I found their kill sites before. I bet you, Dan, I bet you that's like a big old bone burial ground, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to eat what they can and when they can get it, I would. If I was out in the wild and I had to rely on grass and roots, I'm going to grab a deer if I can.
Right. So that skull that I sent you, the pictures of the skull I sent you, I've been told that it's white-tailed deer. And I really honestly, you know, the sockets on that thing, it's got a cone-shaped head and it's got big eye sockets. Is that truly a white-tailed deer?
It could be. It could very well be, but then again, you might have come across something they predated on, you know? So.
The Patterson footage was filmed. Okay, I want to see what Ash says. She says the Patterson footage was filmed during the day. I don't believe you would need to be out at night unless you had ready to believe that they were active at night in the area. That is true.
Yeah.
You know, I really honestly do believe that they're active at night, more active at night than they are during the day. Because at nighttime is when they go out to feed.
Right. When you go out at night, though, you got to really come up with a solid game plan. You know, you're really going to know what you're doing because a lot of accidents can happen at night. You know, because there's snakes out at night. People say snakes aren't out at night, but living in Arizona, I have to watch out for rattlesnakes at night.
Very bad at night with rattlesnakes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and as Jax knows, we got javelina that go out at night, and they can hurt you really bad if they want to.
Oh, yeah.
And then coyote, too. Coyote
go right through you. Yep, they do. We have the coyotes. We have javelinas. We have rattlesnakes. We have the diamondbacks. I mean, you don't get to a hospital quick enough. You die. You will die.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So going out at night, you got to have a solid game plan. You got to be prepared. You got to have the anti-venom. You got to be armed. So don't ever go out at night unless you have to.
Well, really, Brent, it's no different when we go, investigate, like, a place where there's spirits. If it's haunted during the day, it's haunted at night. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
If Bigfoot's out there, I mean, he's got to go out in the daytime for something. He can't he's not one of those. I don't think he's the kind of creature just comes out at night. I think that they have to go, they have to move, they have to move at night, they have to move at day, they have to, they have to go where they're going, So it makes sense that you've seen them during the day, Brandon. If you get that many pictures, Brandon, videos during the day, forget about going at night. I don't want Billy calling me going, yep, Bigfoot done got her. I'll be like, I told her not to go out at night. Because I want to go out at night. I'm like, no.
Yeah, see, Colin's another one. Colin knows his stuff too. You can ask Colin questions as well.
Colin, look me up on Twitter if you have Twitter, because I will set you up with an interview with me. Like I said, I'm taking this all in. Just like everything you guys tell me, I'm taking it all in. This is a learning experience for me. Because the only reason I started doing Bigfoot hunting is because we encountered one, and I'm intrigued by him.
Well, see, I think that's how a lot of people start out. A lot of us have that one encounter that really piques our interest, so we start getting out there. So you're part of a bigger club now.
That's right. Say, I'm not afraid of no ghosts, but I'm damn sure afraid of Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, and with just cause, with very good reason, because these things are big and strong, and they could probably bend us in pretzel shapes. So.
Snap our head and kill us within one touch.
Yes, exactly. So you got good fears.
But definitely, if you want to schedule an interview with me, I'm telling everybody that's on in the chat.
We could drop the link for Asher's and get her up here if she's willing, because she knows a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, what I want to do is I want to have you guys on here by yourselves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do want to talk to her. I do.
Okay.
I definitely do. But I want to have her up on a panel by herself. That way I can take everything she's saying in.
Okay. Yeah, she's a smart one. You're gonna like her.
But I had so many questions for you, but now like sitting here and talking to you, it's like I went dumbfounded. But
there's a lot to absorb. And I understand. I was in your position once.
And let's see. Okay, last night I do have a story to tell you guys and everybody in chat. I told you, I already told you and Jax this, but I haven't told them this. Last night when we were out doing our ghost investigation, we had to go to the car, which I don't think I told you guys this either, but we had to go to the car and get his headlamp because his headlamp wasn't in his bag. Well, as soon as we left that area, there were a bunch of them talking back and forth, and guess who didn't have no phone on them, no voice recorder on them, the camera wasn't on, nothing. But if you guys could have heard what we heard last night, again, I say when they say they're trying to sound like owls, yeah, they don't do a very good job of it, because you could tell that you can hear like from very far one was talking and one was up close to us when we were walking out.
Oh, they were scouting you out.
Yeah, they were watching us the whole time. Oh, it's like Babe said, all hell broke loose. It really did. I'm surprised when we went back in there that they didn't come after us.
I wonder if they want something. That's kind of interesting.
So let's see, Brenda Hawkins, Whisper Scream. Okay, I will definitely go back in there, like after the live, and look him up on Twitter, because I do want to set you up for an interview with me, because again, I'm going to pick your brain like I am Ryan's. Was it okay? There was another cryptid that I've been hearing. It was like something about a pixie or something. What is that?
Oh, the fairies that everybody's seeing?
Yeah.
I like to believe those are the fae folk. Those are part of the whole fairy species. And, why people are seeing them now is kind of weird, because they think it's a modern, recent development. It's really not. People have been seeing the fae folk for thousands and thousands of years. We're just becoming accustomed to them because we're reading about them or hearing about them on YouTube. But they're pretty much small people. They're small humanoids.
So they're not really nothing to fear, right?
Well, I think that depends. It depends on who you speak to. Some of these people will say they have very extreme magic powers and they can cause things to happen for you if you don't treat them the right way.
Like, what is treating them the right way? I mean,
showing them respect. You got to show them respect, or let them have the right of way. There's things called house elves. I'm sure people that have seen Harry Potter know about house elves. And when they clean your house for you, don't ever make it seem like they're doing it for you. You got to let it think that they're doing it for themselves, and that's what they want to do. The fae can be very vengeful if you tick them off. As Asher's just said, she beat me to it.
Right. They won't attack you. What they were doing was putting up a defense because they thought you were going to attack them. See, I know they don't understand us. They really don't. That's the reason why they watch us, because they don't understand. They're intrigued by us, just like we are.
I do get to step in here on what Life said. He said they won't attack you. That is absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true. I have a friend, and he's a cryptozoologist too. I'm not going to drop his name, but he's been on TV. He's been chased out of the woods by Bigfoot before. So to say they won't attack you, that's kind of romanticizing these things. Don't ever, ever do that, because they are wild, and if you're on their territory, they will do what they have to do.
Yeah, they go into like a defense mechanism type deal.
Absolutely.
Well, I know they don't know when we go into the woods what our intentions are, but really, truly, honestly, last night when we were there, it was all about ghost hunting. That's all we were there for. I mean, yeah, we already knew that there was Bigfoot in there, and we didn't find out about that until after he had went and did his day thing to show everybody where we're going for our night investigation. So,
strange question for you. When you're ghost hunting, what kind of equipment do you use?
Well, we use dowsing rods. We use the necro. We use cat balls.
Okay, now the necro makes a lot of noise, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have to wonder if maybe the noises coming from that are kind of provoking them in a way.
It could be.
Because they're not used to that kind of noise. And the cat balls are the ones that blink, right? They got the rapid colors.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the lights are bringing them in too.
We didn't have them last night. We didn't have the cat balls last night. We didn't have them at all.
Okay.
We've actually forgot those at home. The only thing we used last night was the necrophonic and the dowsing rods, and of course our ears and our mouth, whatever. But
okay, maybe the necrophonic is unleashing noises that they don't like. Because if it's high pitched to us, you got to think it's gonna be even more high pitched to them. And while we know what those noises are, where they're coming from, they don't.
Right. So
it could be taken the wrong way by them.
That's true. Okay. Now, one thing I want to, and I know Jax has seen this too, but and you probably have seen him in the pictures that I sent you. What's your theory about like whenever you snap a picture of a Bigfoot or maybe even Dogman. I don't know, if you've experienced it with Dogman too, but I think I've asked you this already, but I want you to tell my viewers too. But whenever you snap a picture of Bigfoot or Dogman, why is it that ghosts always pop up around it? Why are they surrounded by ghosts?
Well, I think that some of them actually have a lot to do with the paranormal, that these things can come through from different dimensions. So when they come through from different dimensions, they're bringing the ghosts out as well.
I told you, Bren.
Jax got excited with that one.
That's what I told her. I said, well, I did. She said, how do they move so fast? I said, they have to be some like interdimensional. Like they have to be able, like, first you see them, then you don't. I mean, how do they like move so quickly? And I'm thinking, could they be interdimensional?
Or ultradimensional, yeah. I mean, they could very well move from one realm to the other. I think this does happen pretty often.
Right.
Wow. So
we talked about that for like 15 minutes that night, Bram. We're like, well, how fast do they move? I'm like, well, maybe they have like I don't want to say like a portal or something, but I meant like they can move from one dimension to the other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can move
wherever they need to go. I mean,
Well, see,
if they want to move fast, they will.
Right. Well, see, another example. The place that I was telling you 5 minutes from my house. When I spotted it in the water, okay, I did a zoom in on it. That way everybody could see it up close from what I was seeing. Right. And then we went on about our hunting. Never heard this thing get out of the water or nothing. I'm thinking that it went underwater, but it didn't. We would have heard it if it went underwater. The splash noise.
True.
Tex said that they could swim up to 100 yards in water. I think is what he said, or 100 feet or 100 yards.
Yeah, they can move pretty quick.
But there was also trees about like 5-10 feet away from the bank. Where did it go? Because it was not there when I looked back over there to see if it was standing there. Where'd it go?
Well, I mean, it could very well slip into another dimension when it has to. I mean, yeah, you would have heard it go underwater. Right. When anything goes underwater, you are going to hear it, especially something that big. So it could have just slipped away. And, kind of playing on what Life said right here, that they're not from different dimensions. It's not theoretically impossible, Life. It really is not theoretically impossible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. And once you've been involved in cryptozoology for 20 years, you're going to see that. You're going to see that nothing is impossible.
Well, even life, in just general life, nothing is impossible. No evidence to prove, disprove, or like I said, prove or disprove doesn't mean it's still not possible.
Right. And no, I may not have evidence. I may not have the evidence to show they're interdimensional, but then again, how do you get proof that they are interdimensional, Life? I mean, what is it we can do? Can we go into the other dimensions like they can? No, we cannot. We're researchers. We've been doing this for years, man.
Right. I think that they are. I mean, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, I watched a lot of like, I'm a big nerd. I mean, I watch a lot of History Channel. I watch like the Discovery Channel. And when they have like, different theories, it really does make a lot of sense. I mean, yes, they have a wide gate on them. And yes, they can probably travel, walk many, many, many miles and get to where they're going.
Right.
But it does make sense. I mean, if did they go to a different dimension and go to a different place? I mean, they're sighted too much, too frequent, too often for it like not to be possible.
And then of course you got to bring up the whole
that's how I think about it.
Right. And the lack of bodies. I mean, if they were just purely physical, we would have found some kind of body by now, right?
Right.
Not necessarily.
So, we haven't found any bodies.
They're elusive for a reason. They stayed hidden for a reason. There's a reason why they're so good at hiding.
Yeah, and there's even people that say that, they get telepathic communication with these things. So, Can they be just some kind of flesh and blood creature that we don't know?
I think that.
So I do.
Maybe we'll never know, but it's
See?
like it's like for people that study Bigfoot. It's really, no.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people in the field though that didn't believe in that interdimensional theory, but they do now. There's some very big names that do believe in it. So
there is, and I was watching that one. I can't remember his name. One of the really big top Bigfoot guys that like really believes in like a lot, like really believes he exists and has proof. And he goes for them not to say they're not interdimensional would be foolish.
Right? Does he wear a black cowboy hat?
There's not just one Bigfoot.
No, there's
hundreds.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
Right.
So Ashes is, Ash is dropping some facts down in the comments.
She really is. That's why I was trying to. One of the things I do is
Ash, spit them facts. Spit them, bro.
One thing that I do want to touch base on is that what she was saying about the orbs of light. Every time I have come in encounter with one, except for during the daytime, but I always seem to catch glimpse of bright orbs whenever Bigfoot's around.
Okay. So you get those a lot then.
For sure is right. I mean, I've seen it myself, so I know.
Then you can't, nobody can denounce that.
Right.
Jared,
if you're seeing that, then there's no way anybody should ever tell you otherwise.
Right. Hey, Jared, how you doing, brother?
Well, see, that's what Brian. That's what I told Brenda. I said, people can tell me that. Look, in 1997, I saw the Phoenix Lights. I know what I saw. I know what they were. I knew they were not weather balloons. If one had tell me, no, Jax, you're crazy. You didn't see him. No, I know what I saw. I know what I saw. So if you want to tell me I didn't see it, that's fine. That's on you. But I know what I saw.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's something I learned a long time ago. You never tell an eyewitness they didn't see something because you weren't there. They're relaying the story to you because they trust you. So when they say, I saw this, listen to them. Don't just be like, oh, no, you didn't. It doesn't exist. No, you got to hear them out because chances are it was probably there.
Yeah.
My mom told me a story about her and my grandpa going in the woods. They were hunting. And my dad was a hunter. My grandpa was a hunter and he was a police officer. So they were hunting, and she told me this when I was a kid, and I'm like, yeah, right. But she swore, and she doesn't swear on, her mother's grave or father's grave for anything. She goes, Jax, we were in the woods, and he didn't have a pumpkin, but I saw the headless horseman.
Right.
That would be interesting to see.
That would be.
Said, what?
Right. I mean, and I said, well, like I said originally.
Mom, I'm not going to tell you because you said what.
Well, life, I mean, if they're from a different planet, how can you denounce the whole interdimensional, though? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
So, nobody really truly knows where these things come from. I wish we could all answer that. I really do. And one day somebody's going to figure out where they come from. And I can't wait for that day.
I hope so. I mean, that'd be nice to see discovered in my lifetime.
Right, because I'm getting tired of people like when I tell them that I've seen Bigfoot, the Bigfoot are real. People are like, yeah, you didn't see no Bigfoot. That was just a bear. No, it wasn't no damn bear. I know what a bear looks like. And what I seen was 2 to 3 times bigger than a damn bear. And that's what you get. A lot of people like, you didn't see no Bigfoot.
Yeah, those people are going to tell you that. But Brenda, just, dismiss them because you know what you saw. You were there.
Yeah.
And the people that tell you it was just a bear, they're afraid to believe beyond their own skill.
Like what goes.
It's an intimidating thing. If you think about it, if they were to admit that there's a big, bipedal ape out there or bipedal dogs out there, it's terrifying for people to think about. So it's better for them to denounce it and deny it.
Yep. Ryan, read this.
Okay.
It makes them feel safer.
Oh, wow. So
that
he's seeing them. Okay. Well, Jared, if you want, message me over on Twitter. I can give you some advice if you want advice on it.
Yes, definitely. Ryan is a good person to talk to.
Well,
I send a lot of my stuff to Ryan too.
Ryan, where's Mormon Lake from us, Ryan? Where is that at?
I'm not really sure. I'd have to look that one up. I haven't heard of that recently.
So let me tell y'all the story. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jax.
Megan, how far is Mormon Lake from here?
It's up near Flagstaff.
So it's up near Flagstaff, so it's probably 2 hours from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
About a 2-hour drive. So, and that's all woods. All woods.
I'd like to go up there sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Flagstaff's not too far. Flagstaff is not too far, so.
And there's a big, huge lake up there, so it makes sense. They have water. They have a food source.
Yep.
She said she heard the whooping and the whooping just like was so loud and it would echo.
Ooh.
She said she was camping. She was going to the bathroom, and she do the noise, Megan.
It was like super early in the morning, and I'm going to the bathroom, and it's dead silent. Everybody's still asleep. I was quite a ways away from everybody, and I'm sitting there, and it was a good distance away. The first time I heard it, it was all whoop, whoop.
Whoa.
And I was like, maybe it's a coyote. And then it got louder with a quickness. And then it was like, oh.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, those are some interesting vocals. Okay.
But
I'm
then
excited now.
as soon as I heard it, I stood up. But then it was like, as soon as I heard the higher pitched like whooping, I immediately, from like the other side of me, I whip around and I hear like a lower pitch, like I don't know if I could copy it, ooh, like it literally sounded like two things
talking to each other.
Were communicating. They were on opposite ends of each other. And I heard the loud pitch whooping from a distance, and then it got super close, super fast.
Didn't you say they did a whoop like how does it sound?
Whoa.
I don't really know how to like mimic it, but at first I was like, that could be a coyote. But like the consistency of it, and then hearing
it's like they're having a conversation.
And then hearing the lower pitched whooping from the opposite end. My slap heavy ass knew I was in the smack middle of something, and I was getting the heck out of there.
Hey, look.
Okay.
So it does make sense. They were having it sound like they were having a conversation.
Like
one on one side, one on the other.
Like they were trying to figure out each other's location.
There you go. Like she said, like they were trying to figure out each other's location.
Yeah. Well, you can take a lot from the whoops that you hear and kind of parallel them with ape behavior. Because apes will make those noises too, and often enough, those whooping noises are hunting calls. That's when they're trying to flesh out certain things.
That was a hunting call.
So when you go out in the woods, is it smart to whoop at them, or is it smart to bang on a tree?
The tree thing I wouldn't do. Don't bang on a tree because we don't know what that means. You know, I mean, for all we know, it could be like a mating thing almost, you know, and what happens if you keep knocking on a tree and you get a big old horny male Sasquatch coming at you? You know, it's not going to be pretty.
Right. I agree.
See, Billy, stop whistling for him, man. You're going to whistle and get the wrong kind of Bigfoot.
Yeah, you know, I always tell people don't call blast, don't, tree knock, don't clack the rocks together, because we don't know what that means. You know, to them, we could be telling them off, or we could be challenging them or threatening them. The last thing I want to do is threaten them. So
could be Billy out there going whistling, and then Miss Bigfoot come along, and we like, bye, Billy. You asked for her. Go ahead. We gone. We leaving you.
Right.
No.
Right. That's why, if I go out and I hear a vocal call, I just go, "What you about to do?" That's all I say. Just what you about to do, and I walk away.
Well, Megan just said my daughter said it was a very interesting thing to hear. Mm-hmm. But she said it was so early. It's like, she said it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And Billy ain't going to put nobody in no headlock. She said it was very quiet, very serene. It was at the lake. I mean, so quiet. And that time in the morning, it's so quiet. And she says it would just like echo. It's like you could tell one was across one, they were on the opposite sides of the lake. For her to hear that's pretty freaking cool. And I've never heard that.
That's awesome. I'm jealous of her too. God, I'm jealous now.
I'm going to Mormon Lake, Ryan, so I'll let you know I'm going. All right?
Please do. Yes, I want to hear this. I do.
Listening. I'm not hunting. Yeah. I'll listen. I'm hunting.
Well, let's bring Colin with us. Let's go grab Colin, so that way if we get chased, I can just trip Colin and be like, there you go.
Yeah, the offering for Bigfoot.
I'm not fast, but I'll trip somebody to get away. I'm not fast at all, but I will trip somebody to get away.
Right, I will too. I mean, if it's Colin, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Look what Jared.
I got no issue.
If you get tripped on a branch or my foot, either one, I'm sorry, bro, but I got to live. I got grandchildren. Whether it's a branch or my foot, I don't know what's going to happen, but I got to go.
Right? Jared, that would be my luck. That'd be something that would happen to me.
So I really want to tell you guys this story about them. They went out and made a video at this old Civil War park. And I'm getting into the point, even when it doesn't matter whose video I watch, but if they're doing some kind of an investigation out in the woods, my eyes are peeled all over. I'm still listening. Right. This is through camera though, but how do I? So I'm getting overexcited, so I'm trying to get ahead of myself. Give me a minute. Okay, so while they were walking through the woods, I thought I had seen movement, and I'm like, wait, and I did, because when he took his camera back over to the area, this thing was hugged around a tree.
Okay, trying to blend in with the tree.
He's trying to blend in with the tree, so I screenshotted it and I sent it to Laura. And I said, Laura, you guys had one out there with you. And Jared picked up the growl on his video, which you can go see his video where it says some strange growl. He got the growl.
I'll check that out. Okay, so, I'll check that out for sure.
And I was like, Laura, she was like all excited. She goes, I've never had something like this. I'm like, well, you do now. And I'm watching everybody's videos. I mean, I try to keep up with everybody's videos I can, because I follow a lot of Bigfoot hunters and researchers.
Right.
So and it's kind of hard. Like you have your favorites too that you want to stay up on. But when I saw Jared and Laura's video or whatever, I was all giddy. I was like, oh my God, they caught one. I couldn't wait.
I will definitely check that out. I'll check that out. Yeah, send me that video too. I'll definitely check that out and give it my opinion. That sounds intense.
I think
that's awesome,
so. Ryan, do male and Bigfoot, they sound different, right? I mean, would the male be lower and the female higher?
That's hard to say. I mean, I would suspect that they sound a little bit different, but not a hell of a lot different.
Right.
Because Megan said the one she heard, one was more of a frantic, like a whoop, 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 and then the male was another one was low, more like
what it could have been. What it could have been is a mom and child
from a distance.
Could have been a mom and child,
and how quickly the sound had traveled straight to me. And I was in a very dense forest, like dense.
So frantically, she was looking for her child.
Yeah, it could have been a juvenile too. And I think really the frantic one would be the kid. The frantic one would be the child trying to call for its mom.
Okay, because it was very consistent. It was whoop, whoop.
It just kept going and going and going and going and going.
And then stop for a second and hear from the other side. Just like I don't know.
She said it was her personal experience.
I think that could have been a mom and a child though, because I mean, a mom's going to be more vocal and a child's going to be a bit more nervous.
Like we would be. Like you would be yelling for your kid. Yeah.
Well, and of course, do their babies cry like ours? I don't know.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because, they sound different. I mean, it's like, somebody, I forget who it was talking to me about this, but, somebody had asked me, which I think it was Doris that asked me this before, but she says, is there a female Sasquatch? And I said, yes. I said, they have boobs and a vajayjay just like us females do.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to see the perfect female Sasquatch, the Patterson film.
They got some big old hairy boobies, no play.
hey, Patty was thick, so.
But yeah, I mean, these creatures are very, very interesting to me, and I'm going to continue on. I'm going to continue on hunting them. I'm going to continue on keeping my eyes peeled out, even on other people's videos, because that's getting to
I
the
want
point
to see
where
a baby, Brenda. I want to see a baby Bigfoot. A little baby Bigfoot.
Well, I would advise, though, you learn about dogmen as well, because there are dogmen out there, and you got to behave a little bit different with them.
I swear we have dogmen up here, Ryan. I swear we do.
We do, Jax. I had my encounter here in southern Arizona, so we absolutely do. I
saw something in my backyard, and it was way too damn big to be a coyote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're out there. They are definitely here in Arizona.
On my kitchen window, I'm like, I said to myself, that is no coyote, because they're not that tall.
Well, we have a lot of caves, and we have a lot of abandoned mines here in Arizona, so perfect shelter for these guys.
Where I live kind of like in a bowl, and I'm back against the mountain.
Right.
And I'm very rural where I live. There's no street lights. I live on a dead end road. I'm on almost 2 acres of land. So, I mean, literally, I'm like, when we call 911, it's not seconds. It's like 20 minutes. I don't know, something like that.
Right.
Literally, there's nothing around me. There's the closest store is almost 9 miles away. I mean, we're desolate out here. So,
yeah, you're really way out there.
I was doing dishes. I'm in Chino Valley. I'm about 25 minutes from Prescott.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
So
enough said.
I was doing dishes, and I'm in my backyard, and it was really the moon was really big, and it lit up the whole the backyard, and I'm going, oh, that's a Bigfoot. And I said, that's no coyote. That's something. And then I didn't think of anything until Matt was talking about Dogman. And I'm like, first time I heard of him, I'm like, what? And then I thought about what I saw, and I said, oh, I ain't going outside. So I put a light up. Yep. Put a light up. So I'm like, I don't take out the trash. Now that Jason's here, he take out the trash. I'm not going out there. No.
He can run his Dogman, huh?
You know what? No, I've heard bad things. I've heard that he can hurt you, and he can he can attack you, and I don't know.
Well, they can, but will they? I think that depends. I wasn't attacked by mine. So,
do you think they're more afraid of us than we are of them?
I think it depends. I think if it's a juvenile one, he might be a bit more prone to attack you because he's trying to prove he's the big bad. Whereas if it's an adult, they might just. Yeah, if it's an adult, they might just kind of gauge you up and see what you're all about and decide from there.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have coyotes, and I know I've seen packs of them out here. I mean, we've actually seen them, 10 or 12 in a pack run across the road.
Well, you know what we have in my town right now? In my town, we're looking out for a mountain lion. Apparently, a mountain lion came down from the hills, and it's been killing some pets. So I'm going, oh, man. Yeah, so I'm just going, oh, great. Another thing to worry about. Terrific.
Yeah, they're not, there was this lady in Apache Junction. There was what was it? I think it was a coyote, and she was feeding it. And I'm like, why would you feed it? And her little baby, was 2 years old, was on the front porch, in the front yard, front door playing. She had the door open. Coyote came to grab the baby. Thank God the coyote dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a dog
she was
man.
feeding it. She knew it was coyote. It was broad daylight. The coyote came in and grabbed the baby because she was feeding it.
Yeah, Laura, that does sound like a dog man.
Coyote dropped the baby, but that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't feed. You don't feed wildlife. You just don't do it.
No, you're not supposed to, but people still do. They don't listen.
I'm going to go feed a bear, and he's going to be my friend. What?
Yeah, no, he's not. No, he's not. Absolutely not.
No matter how tame they are, even in the zoos, ultimately, bottom line, they're still a wild animal.
Well, you can take the beast out of the wild, but you can't take the wild out of the beast.
Exactly. I mean, look at dogs and cats. Same thing. At the end of the day, they're still animals. They're still going to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you know.
Laura, I have a chart that shows different kinds of dogmen. If you want, I'll send it to you on Twitter.
I don't know if werewolves, vampires. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm open to the possibility that anything can exist, because what I do, if I see spirits, I talk to them, I hear them. People say, no, Jax, you're crazy. Well, if I can see what I see and you guys see what you see, I'm open to the possibility that anything's possible. Like I'm saying, if somebody sees Bigfoot and I don't see Bigfoot, but I see a ghost sitting right next to me, people are like, I don't see him. Well, just because you don't see him doesn't mean I don't see them. Right. So when anybody says, there's no, like when they talk about the Loch Ness Monster. Oh, I think Nessie's in the water. That water's deep.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's in that water. I mean, there's too many sightings to say she's not, for her to say, I mean, I don't know if she's a plesiosaur.
I hope she is. I really hope she is.
I do hope too. I would hope she's a plesiosaur because that would be the most awesome, epic thing to have a living dinosaur other than a croc or an alligator or a turtle. I mean, I would hope she's a plesiosaur, but I just hope someone can get an awesome picture one day and prove that she is. That's one of the things I want to hope exists is a plesiosaur.
And the megalodon, right?
I would want the megalodon to be real because it's just, it would be epic.
It's awesome. Yeah, he's badass, right? The Meg's badass.
That beautiful to cruise the ocean. And I don't think like people say, well, great whites are killers. No, they're not. When a shark bites you like that, it's an investigatory bite. They don't mean to sever an artery. So they don't know what we are. So they take a little chomp and go, oh, hey, I don't like that. You're not a seal. I'm not eating you. And sometimes the bite's a little too deep and you do die. But they're not out there eating people.
Yeah. No, actually, more people die from bee stings and the lightning strikes and shark attacks.
It's true. I mean, now crocs and gators, that's another thing. They will eat you. But a great white shark, bull sharks, oh, yeah, they'll attack you. Tiger sharks, they'll attack you. But the great white shark is out there just doing what it's doing, and it's not going to go, hey, there's a juicy person in that water over there. I'm going to go eat it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, something that we got to remember with sharks, too, is, the ocean is their home. We're going into their home. So show respect to them. I
don't go in more than 1 feet of water because sharks rogue in 3 feet of water.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And, I have a high respect for animals like that. I mean, my favorite animal, it's a fish, but it's a great white. I mean, that I'm in the Great White Conservation Club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm a big shark freak. Shark Week comes on, I'm to the TV. Don't talk to me. Don't tell me nothing. I'm Shark Week in it.
That's awesome.
Same with my grandsons. They love sharks. They love sharks. You know what? I think the oceans would be amiss without them.
Yes, it would.
They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. I mean, I get pictures sometimes on Instagram of them just gliding through the water.
Oh, I absolutely love sharks. Ask Ashley. I'm a huge shark freak. I'm always posting pictures of sharks. So.
And I love crocs and I love gators and I think they're most adorable things. But you know what? Oh, I don't want to meet one because that's. I would like to go on if I ever got to Australia to go on one of those boats where they feed the big you know what I'm talking about, where they take people out on
Oh yeah.
I'd love to go see alligators and crocodiles in their home environment.
That would be cool, but I don't want to run into one in the wild though.
No. Like I love like Chandler's Wildlife. That kid's 23 years old, and that boy knows more about crocs and gators than I ever will.
Wow, nice.
You have to check out Chandler's Wildlife. He's awesome. I just like I said, I do like when I was asking, when Brendan told me she got the very first picture, Brendan goes, Jax, I got to send you something. I'm like, oh crap. Mm-hmm. I said, what you got? And when I found out she was Bigfoot hunting, and she got the little, I don't know, she saw one, she was on Bigfoot hunting now. I'm not ghost hunting no more. I said, well, Bren, okay. I'm like, okay. So she sends it to me and I'm like, what the hell is that? She didn't tell me what it was. So I'm looking and I circle it. I proof all her pictures and I circle them and I said, this is what I see. And she goes, uh-huh. I said, is that Bigfoot? She goes, mm-hmm. I said, oh Lord. National Geographic, here we come, Brent.
That's awesome.
I'm waiting.
You want $50,000 just to look at the picture. You don't get to touch it. You can look at it, but you can't touch it because you got to go print it.
Yeah, you'll hold it while they look at it. Just don't touch. Don't touch.
This is it. You see it? No, don't get too close. You can look at it. Now, what are you going to do for me? You see, that's Bigfoot. What? How much? Mm-hmm. No. Keep going up. How much? 100,000? No, keep going. You don't have a baby Bigfoot, do you? No, you don't. This is a baby Bigfoot. That's going to be the holy grail right there. I told Brandon, baby Bigfoot be a holy grail.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I noticed too? It's the juveniles and the smaller ones that we're catching more on camera than the bigger ones.
Yeah, I think the babies are just learning how to do what they do, so they make mistakes, and that's why you see them.
Right.
They're not as smart as the adults are to stay out of the way, to stay.
Right.
Well, they have to learn. I mean, every animal has to learn. I mean, they're no exception. I mean, they have to learn to hunt for food. They have to learn to do this. They have to, they're no exception.
Exactly. So, yeah, they're learning how to do stuff, and unfortunately, they're learning with mistakes. So that's okay because you get to see them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's that Godzilla. Lord have mercy.
Oh, me too, Ash. I would love but Godzilla be my friend. I'm telling you. My friend Godzilla right there. Don't mess around. Don't mess around.
If I ever met Godzilla, dude, if I met Godzilla, I'd be like, Kong's better. And walk away.
Godzilla's the bomb. But you have to remember, Kong was before Godzilla. I'll give him that. Kong was before Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm Team Kong still. Everybody's like, "Oh, Kong got his butt kicked." I'm like, "No, sir, he did not."
Well,
I haven't seen the new one yet.
He got his butt kicked, but you know what? You got to win them. You got to lose some. Maybe he picked his battle and said, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go heal. I'll go over here because I want to live."
Well, he did kill Mechagodzilla, so I'm like, "Yeah, my boy."
Ryan, she said you were mean, buddy.
How am I mean? What? What did I say? What's mean, Ashley? What?
I'm with you, Ash. I'm Team Godzilla. I love Godzilla. I mean, I've always loved Godzilla. I haven't watched those horrible Japanese films, where they talk Gojira, huh? What do you say? Godzilla? And I'm a nerd like that. I like Godzilla's. My grandsons are like, what are they saying? I'm like, what? You can't hear what they're saying? He goes, no. So I have to listen and then tell them. And now they've gotten the gist and they saw Kong versus Godzilla and they're like, oh my God, man, that was so freaking good. And I'm like, and then I showed them the old Godzilla movies, with Mothra and stuff. And they were just like, what? They're like little nerds now. I mean, my one grandson's 10, the other one's 7. So they're just learning all about this new stuff now.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm trying to educate them on some Star Wars, but they're so used to this new crap, they don't know about how the old became the. I can't.
Oh, so you like Star Wars too? Oh my goodness.
I like Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars geek. I'm a Star Wars geek.
Uh-oh.
I really am.
I am too, to a certain degree. Me and Matt are always making Star Wars jokes.
Now, okay, I got a really good question for you. What do you think about SCP?
Well, those are completely made up. What they did is they took certain things that kind of exist and they made stories about them. So it's all made up stuff, but they're interesting. I think they're very creative.
Oh, they're very interesting. Like I saw some stuff that they have certain levels of things that are locked up, and I'm like going,
yeah, they got that big alligator one too that could, if he got loose, he'd destroy the world. I'm like, that's one big reptile, man. That's mean. That's savage.
And then they have this giant room where this one can melt your brain with her mind. I'm like, don't talk to her then, bro.
Right. Yeah, some of them are pretty.
How would you even know? It's the mermaid. It's the mermaid one. She can they actually thought she couldn't speak, but she could speak.
Yep. And they got the shy man.
Yes, and then they got some creepy crap.
They really do. Some of those SCPs are kind of terrifying, but thank God they're not real.
My son is a big geek for SCP. Like he's SCP's mom. SCP-1000. I said, what's that? He goes, Bigfoot. I'm like, well, these Bigfoot's real.
Yeah. Well, see, they do take cryptids and they throw them into the SCPs. So I didn't think
some of those are just too unbelievably
Well, they're creative stories. You got to give them credit where credit is due, because somebody had to sit down and write that stuff. So it took some talent.
Yeah, that took some time.
It did.
A lot of time to think of people, to think of these things, to name them. Like I saw this one, and it was like a blob, and I'm like, what the hell are you gonna call that thing? Oil? I mean, what are you gonna call it? But I was gonna ask you about that, and I told him, I said, well, whenever I get to talk to Ryan, I said, I'll ask him about the SCP thing, and I didn't think it was real. But,
no, they're made up, but they are fascinating. I do think they're interesting.
They're very interesting. I started watching one day, and I'm going, it's not for me.
Some of them get very dark, though. You know, you're like, wow, whoever wrote this one is kind of twisted. I'm scared.
Yeah, you think about what kind of dark room they're sitting in.
I don't want to think about that.
You don't want to meet that person. You don't ever want to meet that person.
Yeah, that's the like kind of person they're like, nah.
I know, it's like some of those cartoons that they make up, these dark cartoons, like you're walking home late at night and someone's following you. I'm like, this is a freaking cartoon and it's scaring me.
Oh yeah, like that, the smiling man or whatever it was, the dude that was dancing. Yeah, that was terrifying too.
Is this? Give me a ghost any day. I don't want that crap.
Give me Bigfoot or Dogman, dude.
It's creepy.
It can be.
I don't just sit and think around I'm a mermaid trying to melt my mind and stuff. That's wrong. But yeah, I'm going to ask you about that. I was telling Brenda about that, and she was, do you think it's real? I said, I don't know. I said, it's very, very sketchy to me. So Ryan, you probably could, Ryan, make some cool SCPs. You probably could.
No, thank you. Thanks, Ashley.
I couldn't think of one except my grandchildren. I can make them SCPs. They've got abilities to get on my damn nerves.
Some of this stuff. I have some stuff that I've made that's just really kind of twisted. So
my son is writing one now. He's actually started writing one for
nice.
SCP.
Oh, that's cool. I want to read it.
Got his little binder. He comes out and shows you the first half. I'm like, go ahead, boy, with your bad stuff. Go get you an SCP.
That's awesome.
He's 31 years old, but he's he's open to the possibility of anything.
That's great. That's how he should be too.
I forget what SCP stands for.
Secure, contain, and protect.
Secure, contain, and protect. It's your brother's stuff. You know what kind of stuff he watches.
Well, I watch a lot of stuff.
Don't watch that.
I watch a lot of stuff like that too, like crazy crazy stories from the dark web. And
don't watch that dark web stuff.
I love it.
No.
The more the better.
No.
That's how I get material for my horror stories.
No. So,
I hear Star Wars.
Yep.
That's my message. That's my text messaging.
Nice. Very nice.
Do you believe in Ryan? Do you believe in the paranormal?
I do. Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, I study the Wendigo, so I have to have some belief in the paranormal for that.
Have you ever had an experience?
I haven't, no, but actually, I think in a way I did. I was telling Ashers about this. It was last week. I was outside having a cigarette about 3:00 in the morning, and I heard little kids laughing. Like it sounded like they were playing, but clearly at 3:00 in the morning, nobody's going to be around in the desert doing that kind of thing. And I couldn't see anybody nearby. But yeah, I heard kids laughing clearly, as did my neighbor. He was with me. He heard it too.
Oh wow. So yeah.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the desert and you hear things. You know there's no kids out there.
Yeah, I looked around. I was looking down the road and everything, and there was no kids within my view at all. So to hear them that close, they sounded like they were right next door. It's kind of a trip.
That made me choke. Sorry, y'all. Well, that's what I was telling. I was telling Vale that I told Vale. I said some nights, like on a really, really like full moon, you can see like people walking in my backyard because back in the day, like that was wagon training days here. They're Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, and they're all up here.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we're not too far.
When you died and you fell off a wagon, they weren't going, well, we got to get you to the mortuary. Nope, you were buried right there. Right. We don't know what's under our ground. We don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not too far from tombstones, so I'm sure the supernatural energy here is pretty high.
I've never been there. I want to go so bad. I've not been there.
Yeah, I think I'm only about 20-30 minutes.
I've been here 30 years and never been there yet. I'll get there. I'm gonna get there.
You'll have to go. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
I bet you can feel the stuff there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Corral.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably feel it.
Oh, you definitely can. You walk up there and you know there's energy there.
I gotta go. I told Jason we gotta go. We're gonna go one day, babe. I said no, soon because I keep hearing about Tombstone and I want to go. But I gotta go when it's not hot. I gotta go more wintertime.
I think they kind of close it down in the wintertime though, don't they?
That heat's gonna kill me. Oh my god. I hate the heat. Oh, I used to live in Phoenix. I moved from Phoenix to up here. It was too hot down there. Jason used to live in Tucson, so you know.
Oh yeah, I used to live in Tucson too, so maybe we knew each other.
He went from Tucson to Texas back to here, so I'm like, well, I guess you're supposed to be here then.
Wow, that's funny. That is funny as can be. So we probably saw each other in Tucson, we just didn't know it.
Yeah, he was. I think he was in like middle school or something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. What school did he go to?
I don't remember. I'll have to ask him, and then I'll send it. I'll have him DM you on Twitter and tell you. I forget what school he went to.
That'd be great.
But yeah, we've been out filming in our backyard, and I live with, there's about, I don't know, 5 or 6 spirits in my house, but they're just, they do what they do, and I do what I do, and we just coexist together.
Of course, as you should.
It is what it is. I mean, people are like, aren't you scared? I'm like, no, why are you scared?
Yeah, you can't be scared all the time. You got to have an open mind and just, experience things to the fullest instead of being terrified of it.
They're just people just like me. They're just doing their thing, and I'm doing my thing. And, I say good morning, and I say good night every night.
Right.
It's what it is. There's a blessing or a curse. I haven't decided yet. But I've had paranormal my whole life. I've always had spirits my whole life in my houses. My whole life.
Well, really hoping,
and I always
believing in the paranormal, though, you got to believe in the paranormal. I didn't think it was normal. Right.
Yeah,
well, you have to believe in the paranormal, though, if you're going to study cryptids.
Yeah.
It does help. I mean, people will tell you don't have to believe in one and to believe the other. It does help, though.
It really does. Because I'm telling you, but I'm not full of crap when I say this, but every time I take a picture of Bigfoot, there's always paranormal around it. Camouflaging it somehow.
Right. So you can't.
That's true. You have elementals in your picture, Bren. I've seen elementals in your pictures with Bigfoot. I've seen like wispy, little wispy figures in her pictures of Bigfoot. I mean, I just don't see the one picture of Bigfoot. I see the whole picture.
Yeah, you can't separate the two, really. You got to put them all together and just see what you can find, and then later on start separating them if you can or if you have to.
And there's definitely orbs and lights in some of her pictures, and I can't explain the colors in there, but like I told Brenda, I said, well, if you believe in spirits, you got to believe in Bigfoot. I mean, kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it does, and you really should not separate the two. That's the problem that a lot of researchers have. Is they want to divvy them up and just say, okay, the paranormal is paranormal, but then you got Bigfoot. You can't really do that. You're not going to find answers if you ignore the paranormal, because you're ignoring about 90% of the story if you do that.
Pretty much.
So, and you should never do that as a researcher.
It's got to be open to everything.
You absolutely do. So if they say there was a UFO or orbs or a UFO and orbs, pay attention to that. There's a reason why.
You can't say, oh, there's UFOs, but there's no Bigfoot. Well, if there's UFOs, why can't there be Bigfoot?
Right. Exactly.
There's people that don't believe in UFOs, but believe in something else. Like, if you believe in a UFO,
I don't believe in UFOs.
Then you have to believe, I've seen them.
But I believe in them.
You don't believe in there ain't no mermaids, Megan.
Yes, there are.
Oh, now she's seen mermaids. But I do believe that. I think they all go together, like Bigfoot, Nessie, Dogman, Ghost. I think they're all together. I think it's one big hodgepodge of stuff that coexist with each other.
Yes.
It has to be that way.
Yeah, you can't ignore any aspects. When you hear a story, you have to look at all the aspects. Otherwise, you're missing, 90% of the story, and you're just not going to do any justice to it.
I mean, someone can say they caught a big fish, and someone say, well, I've never seen that kind of fish before. Well, just because you haven't seen that kind of fish before doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right. That's true. That's very true.
Yep. But Brenda, she's on the Bigfoot train, man. She go choo choo.
Hey,
she go.
That's exciting for her, man. I remember when I first entered cryptozoology, it was really exciting for me. So I'm happy for her. I think that's great. It's a learning experience.
Right. The thing is that you guys get to follow me on it because you two are a couple that I do send my stuff to besides Tex. I send my stuff to Tex too, and Tex is, Tex gets back to me sometimes, and sometimes he'll wait till he actually talks to me.
Right. See, I respect that. I respect that you're actually reaching out to different people to get different opinions. I can really respect that because you're not going to sell yourself to one belief. That's awesome.
Right. Tex has some
to do that.
Well, sometimes Tex has like.
Go ahead, Brent.
Okay. Well, sometimes Tex has like different beliefs on, about Bigfoot.
Right.
He'll be like, how do we truly know that this is truly Bigfoot? Because, who is actually seeing, a Bigfoot face to face? It could be something totally different than what we really think it is.
Oh, there's so many theories out there. Some people believe they're demons. Some people believe they're Nephilim. Some people think they're human beings. So there's a lot of theories out there.
Yeah. They say it's a cross between an ape and maybe a man, or I mean, that's where it all goes back to where they say, how do we really know where they come from? Because how did Bigfoot come about? How was Bigfoot created? We don't know that.
Right.
Nobody does.
And until we have, confirmation of these things, we're not going to know.
Mm-mm.
So we can theorize till we're blue in the face. Doesn't make anybody wrong. No.
That's what I was going to ask you, Brent. I remember. Okay, back in the 1940s or 50s, that big circus train that derailed and monkeys got out and chimps got out whenever they were got out. Do you think that they have possibly could have, like, what's the word I want to use?
Adapted?
Like, yeah.
For Bigfoot, no, but I will say there's another cryptid that sounds a lot alike, and that would be the devil monkeys. Yeah, with the devil monkeys, they were describing 3 to 4 foot tall primate-like things that were jumping around and killing livestock. So I think that could be where the devil monkeys came from. Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for, Dan. Mated. Like, do you think like if an orangutan got out or giant, chimpanzees, could they have I don't think they would mate with a Bigfoot because I think that Bigfoot is different than. I just think Bigfoot would be different than a mammal. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm. We're not talking about evolution, Ashley. We're talking about adaptation.
The temptation to take us in. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, could those primates evolved? Like, other than circus animals?
No, not that quickly. It would take a number of generations to evolve, but they could have adapted. They could have grown used to their environment. So evolution, though, not like that.
Said, some places they hear monkeys in the trees where monkeys don't belong.
Right. Well, I think that's more or less the devil monkeys mythology.
Okay.
Because even Lauren Coleman looked into these devil monkeys, and he thinks they're a type of ape that somehow got loose in America.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I mean, if you're hearing something that's a monkey sound, then it's got to be something. It's not just nothing,
Right. No, it couldn't have evolved, though, because evolution is actually a very slow process. Adaptation, on the other hand, it's still relatively slow, but it's quicker than evolution.
Oh, I got you, Ash. Like in less than 100 years. No, I guess it would take over more than 100 years to evolve.
Yeah, it'd be numerous generations. It would be numerous generations after that.
That makes sense. They could have just, even if they escaped, they could have died because they didn't have the food that they needed, or.
Well, primates and monkeys, they're incredibly hardy. They are a strong species. So if there's any kind of food for them to have, they'll survive off of that. They're incredibly hardy.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've learned a lot tonight. I'm going to tell you, just by sitting and listening to you talk, Ryan, I appreciate you so much for coming up here with us.
Hey, it's my pleasure, my honor to be here.
I mean, this
has
been
better, Ryan. When Eli's better, me and Eli are gonna interview you, and he's better.
Okay.
Well, you're still in the book, buddy. You're still in the book.
All right. How is Eli, by the way?
He's doing good. He's in rehab, and he's doing good. He's doing good. Okay. He's doing what he got to do to get stronger.
Give him my best. Tell him I'm praying for him.
I will. Ron and I talked to him like, I don't know, Ron. He's busy with the nurses, we say, so because he's too busy for that. He's busy chasing the nurses around.
Well, Brenda, we're gonna.
I think he's doing well. He does have a new Twitter. It's under Elias Alonso 17. So if you look that up, and he'd like to, he's trying to get his Twitter back up.
Okay, I'll look him up. But yeah, Brenda,
definitely look him up. You see, Eli's chasing the nurses. That's what Ron and I say.
All right. Well, Asher's and I are going to be doing my show.
If he's up and running, I'm happy he's chasing nurses. I'd be happy to hear that.
Sweet. Yeah, so Asher's and I are going to be doing my show here. We're going to be recording next week.
Okay.
So we're going to be covering, I believe, the pale humanoids next time.
Oh, wow.
So you might want to check that out. We're going to lead up to the Wendigo.
Oh, well, see, I would definitely like to listen to that. I love podcasts. Because, you know, I can still do what I got to do and listen.
Yeah, just the Wendigo one's going to be kind of dark and gory, so I apologize ahead of time.
Okay.
It's a very twisted tale, though, so you're going to enjoy it. But if you have any more questions, you know, you can hit me up anytime.
I will. And again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This has been amazing.
Awesome.
I've been having so much fun just listening.
Well, message me anytime, Brenda. Any questions you have, you message me. All right. Well, everybody take care then.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Bye. Thank you for everybody to come up and chat. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. And watch out for them Bigfoot.
Yep. Don't let Bigfoot or Dogman get you.
That's right. That's right. Bye. All right. Well,
that was awesome.
Yes.
See, I picked his brain for some new stuff. See, I knew I was going to get him. I knew when we were talking about the Nessie. I would hope it was a plesiosaur. I would really love to hope that, you know, but we won't know until we actually see it. But the Holy Grail, I told you, be a baby Bigfoot.
Yeah. You did.
We're gonna get one, Bryn. We're gonna get one. And then when I told him that Megan's, he's like, wow. And we're not too far from where she got that encounter with. She really sounded like one was frantic and one was like a scared, like you know how a little kid would cry, scared. Right. One was frantic to find it. There's a potato peeler in there. She just told me about this last night. Because I told her, I said, well, Brandon and I are interviewing Ryan. She goes, what's Ryan do? I said, Bigfoot. She goes, oh my God, I gotta tell you. And I'm like,
okay, do you remember Erin Go Boo? Do you remember before she changed her name? Jax, did you freeze up on me, baby? If you can hear me, call me. I'm getting ready to get off the line. Everybody, again, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get up off of here. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about anything you heard on this live stream tonight, do message me on Twitter. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everybody that came to visit me tonight. Have a wonderful night. God bless you all. I love you all. And watch out for Bigfoot.